You're listening to Potty Mouth Radio, the home of movies, music, television, and comedy.
And now, the hunt for the perfect album.
Hello, and welcome back to the hunt for the perfect album with Billy and Dave, where this week it was my choice.
Yeah.
Which always makes me nervous, but let's see how we go. So, Dave, I threw at you The Window by Ratboys.
Ratboys?
Who you were not familiar with at all.
Nah, sounded punk. Ratboys.
Well, they're not punk.
Fuck the establishment. God save the Queen. Ratboys.
They're not punk.
They're not that, no.
No.
And I'm glad you gave me a little bit of an intro, because I would have been rather thrown off when I put on an album by a band called Ratboys.
That's right, yeah. So Chicago-based band.
Yeah.
I mean, this album doesn't have as much of it even, but some of their stuff definitely has almost a country twang to it. They're definitely in that kind of indie pop kind of world at the moment. I believe they're touring with Death Cab for Cutie. So, you know, they're kind of... Look, I don't know. I love this album so much. I love all of their stuff. I've loved every album. I almost gave you GN, which is one of their albums from 2017, but I went with The Window from last year because I genuinely think it's a masterpiece. I'm very nervous about it. Let's get into it. What did you think?
Good album.
Okay.
Liked it.
Nice.
Yes. I don't know why you were nervous, because you know I like Charlie Bliss, and the minute you put this on, the first fucking track, I was like,
yeah,
did I put on Charlie Bliss by mistake?
Yeah, the first track is very much in that realm. Yeah. God, I love it. It's such a great opener to an album.
I was literally thinking, is this a side project of Eva's?
It's so high energy. You can see, like, bubblegrunge is the word I would use to describe
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. And I guarantee, you haven't told me, I guarantee you found this band when you got to the end of a Charlie Bliss thing on Spotify and it gave you related artists.
Yeah.
Because... they are so... Not every track. I don't mean to diminish this. This is a really good album, and I really like it. I will probably buy it.
Yeah, but, I've ordered it. I've been waiting on it for fucking months.
There are... that first track, I was like, maybe this is... Like, maybe Eva's got a side project.
Yeah.
A lot of singers do. Because it really has a Charlie Bliss feel to it. Mm-hmm. And then we get to track 2, Morning Zoo. It's even more fucking Charlie Bliss.
You reckon?
Yeah. Love it. Hear the country. Since you've said some of them have a country twang,
yeah,
I've listened to that song because we'd sort of had a few delays on recording this. Yeah. I've listened to this album about 10 times now. I never really focused on the country twang, but since you said, Morning Zoo does have a bit of country twang.
100% it does. Yeah, I love that track though. For a long time, that was my favorite from this album.
Well, that was my favorite so far.
Yeah,
but track 2. Then we get to track 3.
Yep,
and this is when I really went, I know why Billy loves this. Because track 3 is like Charlie Bliss crossed with Martha.
Yeah, it's probably the punkiest track on the album.
It's fucking great.
My favorite thing about this
know
album,
what I also get from that?
What?
A real Primitives vibe.
Yeah, 100%. I can see that. Very C86
kind of
indie
guitar,
pop.
Guitar pop sound.
Yeah.
So that was the point where I went, I know why Billy fucking loves this band so much. This is like a distillation of 2 of the bands he's given me and his favorite of the shit I've given to him, all distilled into one thing. I mean, and that was my favorite track.
Yeah, okay. What I love about this album is the production of it. I love that this feels so cohesive, and yet every track, like even those first 3 tracks, are all quite distinct. I don't think much of this album has that kind of samey feel that some of the other albums we've discussed have, and yet I don't know how it does it. Like even the production of each song is very different. Like the treatment on her voice just there is so different to the previous track.
Oh, completely different.
And yet it feels like a cohesive album to me.
Yeah. And as you say, there's a lot of variation between, obviously, we get track 4, which slows right down. And to me, I got a real, like, almost early 90s Sinead O'Connor vibe off. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I didn't pick up on it before, but it was a real kind of early Cranberries vibe as well on that track.
Yeah.
It's beautiful stuff.
Honestly, I think this is probably my favorite album of, certainly of last year. Like, I love this album so much.
I'm astonished that it's that recent. It feels like sort of 10, 15 years ago in terms of vibe, which is a compliment. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Then we get to the title track. I think. Are we up to that? No, sorry. I skipped over no way. Probably because my notes are nice if unremarkable.
Yeah, okay. All right. We'll skip that one then. Yeah.
It's perfectly good. There are no bad tracks on this. I don't mean to diminish it, but the highs are so high that kind of got to skip some stuff. But we do get to the title track, which was my favorite up to this point. Absolutely fucking beautiful. It rocks. I love it.
It's my current favorite from this album. I love this track so much.
Oh, okay. Yep, I can see that.
I walked across the green grass to where I knew you laid. The way the sun was shining down, I only saw your shape. But I need to tell you everything before it's too late. That I don't regret a single day. You're so beautiful. So take this part.
Love this song. I love it so much.
In the window.
I know. It's just she wrote it about her grandmother who died during COVID, and her grandfather wasn't allowed inside the hospital.
Oh,
he had
did you tell me
to
this when
watch
you gave
her
it to
through
me?
the window.
Fuck
and it's
that's just awful.
Yeah, but I love that song so much. It's so beautifully written,
gorgeous,
and performed. Yeah,
absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
If every other song on this album was shit, I'd still recommend people listen to it just to listen to that song because it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Not my favorite, but really, really good. Then, Empty. So, are you familiar with the Hunters and Collectors song Holy Grail?
Yes. Yeah. That's a classic.
All right,
crank Holy Grail.
Crank this bad boy up.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Come on! Fucking loved it. It's awesome.
God, it's so hard to fade these tracks down.
You're not playing them loud enough. Yeah, I love that from the get-go because the intro, you could be listening to Holy Grail. Obviously not when the vocals start, but the intro, it's fucking I was like, oh my God, Aussie pub rock. It's fucking great. That's a ripper.
Yeah.
And Almost Displaced the Window is my favorite, I think.
Yep. Have we reached your favorite yet?
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
We might have done.
Can I have a guess? Is your favorite Black Earth with Conson?
Oh, see,
the 8.5
we know each other
track?
too well now.
I knew
I love a guitar solo.
Yep. It's 8.5 minutes. It almost borders on prog rock. I knew it. I just knew it. I knew that would be your favourite.
Skip it. Give us a bit of the guitar solo. Skip ahead to halfway.
Okay. Great track.
And for listeners, there's about 3 minutes of that shit. Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, so ballsy.
It is.
An album where most of the songs are like 2-3 minutes long. It's kind of, indie, punky, short song. And then you've got this one 8.5 minute baller that's got about 3.5 minutes of just guitar wanking all through the middle. I fucking loved it. Yeah, 100%. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
But 3 or 4 things kind of close behind.
Yeah.
It's just really solid. Last couple of tracks, to be honest, I don't remember. I was just in a haze after Black Earth. And they are probably good because I don't think anything's bad on this, but I genuinely have no distinct impression of either of those tracks.
All right. So how are you scoring this out of 10?
8 out of 10.
Yeah, nice.
Probably it might go up. It's really solid. I loved, with the exception of the last 2 tracks that I don't remember, I loved everything on it, and the high points are super, super high. It's one of the best things you've given me.
Excellent. That's awesome. Yeah, I love this album so much, so I'm really glad you enjoy it. What are you giving me next week, mate?
Well, speaking of guitars, and I'm quite nervous about this. I'm giving you an album by one of the greatest guitarists of all time, but it's not even close to his best album.
Okay.
Because all of his best stuff are live albums.
Okay.
So sticking to kind of the rules of the show, I'm giving you my favorite of his studio albums, which is Tattoo by Rory Gallagher.
Okay. All right.
So Rory Gallagher's, for listeners, is a Irish guitarist slash kind of rock singer, who came to prominence in a band called Taste in the about 1966, 67, playing at, Glastonbury, places like that. And then had a fairly sizable solo career after Taste broke up, and is famous among fans for most of his fans think he's the greatest guitarist of all time. And there's probably apocryphal, but a fairly well shared story of a journalist asking Jimi Hendrix what it felt like to be the greatest guitarist in the world, and being told, I don't know, go ask Rory Gallagher. It's probably bullshit and apocryphal, but it's fun. He is a phenomenal guitarist, and I think one of the great unsung kind of singer-songwriters. Fans of his, he's a household name. A lot of people have never even fucking heard his name. Sadly passed away quite some time ago, far too young. But I just adore him, and without breaking the rules and giving you a live album, I reckon Tattoo's about as good as I can get. So
nice.
That's what I'm giving you.
Nice. All right. Looking forward to that. All right. Well, thank you for joining us here at the Hunt for the Perfect Album. We'll catch you next week with that. And in the meantime, here's a little bit of Ratboys.